Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish the story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Hustling, working for the Mardi Gras. Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about, boy, you're super cold. It's only one Super Sunday, it ain't the Super Bowl. I was somewhere hustling, working for the Mardi Gras. Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about, boy, you're super cold. It's only one Super Sunday, it ain't the Super Bowl. Mardi Gras, walking in the street like I run the town. Don't blow your horn and need to move, drive around. We outside.
Yeah, we outside, baby. This your dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the joint. We outside. I'm live from Arlington, Texas, and STWF Studios, man. Like I'm telling you, it's lit. We had a great show last night. We had some people come in, hang out with us. They rented the studio. It was lit. So if y'all looking for a podcast home, looking for a place to shoot your photography, y'all definitely look us up, man. We got a lot to offer. But man, it's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday, and it is also the Sports Chatter Show. So this is the show where we talk about all y'all people in our group, Sports Talk with Friends. So I see that tapped in with us, Bumpy Baby. See it, Smoke Baby. Let's get it. But before we get the show started, I got to go reach way up there to the home of the Boston Lager, Samuel Adams. So get my guy, too, on the show, man. What's up?
You know what I'm saying? Samuel Adams. What's going on, everybody? Two Pawns here. Welcome, everybody, as we tune in to another fabulous Tuesday Sports Chatter Show. I'm happy to be here with your Unc. Let's ride it.
Hey, I guess that's how it is. That's the intros. You saying net crap now. You're happy to be here until I start pissing you off.
Yes, sir. It's a black man.
So how was your Tuesday?
Tuesday was great, man. A lot of rain the last couple of days. Well needed. After a dry ending to the summer. So I just chilled all day, caught up in sports. The NFL crazies are going crazy, as the season's coming along, a couple of days. And I'm excited,
Man, it seems like there's a lot of stuff going up there in Boston.
Yeah, school's about to start, so everybody's doing it last minute, running around. Can't wait for school to start.
Yeah, me too, man. One thing I like about school start of years, kids get their asses out of the house because it is very expensive to have a kid all day just eating up all your stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But my Tuesday, I didn't get a chance to eat any tacos, so it really wasn't that too great. So I had some turkey wings. It was like, yeah, I don't know why I had turkey wings on a Tuesday, but we got a lot of stuff going on down here in Dallas, and we also have a lot of stuff going on in our studio. So this Friday, man, y'all definitely tap in with our show. We got a great interview with Grammy-nominated Peter Gunz, and he is also the host of Dallas' own Cheaters.
Bitch, we on the grind, making money moves. Yeah, we tryna win. Fuck who wanna lose. Sticking to the code, living by the moves. Rush hour coming through, don't make us act a fool. Cause bitch, we on the grind, making money moves.
Uptown, Grammy nominated. My God, Peter Gunz will be in here. And unless y'all gotta be tapped into the Sports Talk with Friends group in order to, get this exciting interview and watch it and enjoy it, come through with your red cups. It's gonna be a good time.
Big facts, man. So hey, we see everybody getting tapped in. We got Bumpy. We see you there, Jake, baby. So this is the part of the show where we want to know who tapped in with us, man. So let's drop them cities. So let's see who's tapped in. Let's see what city. Drop them in the city check-in, baby. Let's see who tapped in. I know my New Orleans people in there. Look, they already tapped in. Look, I got one on. Y'all seen that? Bumpy in the building.
Bumpy in the building. Green Bay. Rep Green Bay, Bumpy. Don't give him that type of love, man.
Hey, man, look, we're into the chat right now. Oh, we got a 513 in the building, Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Jay Chase, man. Hey, y'all should definitely check out that interview we did. All right, so we got everybody tapped in, man. So look. It's time to get this thing started, man. So look, this is the Sports Chatter Show, and all our shows are interactive. So if y'all got something to say, y'all type it up, hit enter, and we're going to put it up here. We're going to talk about it. Look at this, baby. The New Orleans in the building. NOLA 504. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 504 to the bone, Grissom. But first topic we got for the day is cherry picking.
Cherry.
Right. What do you call cherry picking? What is cherry picking to you?
Cherry picking was a term used in basketball terms back in the day when you play no defense, your team gets the rebound, and then you're already down basically hill for a layup, and you get the ball for a layup. That's what we call cherry picking. But this topic, a little bit of a different version of it. But this can go wrong depending on how it goes.
Yeah, we also called that snowbirding too. I was like, I don't know where I got that word from, snowbirding, where they just don't play defense and they just sit back on the other side of the court and just shoot the ball up. I think people that does that is sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we got Triple D in the building. We see you there, Coach Lee, man. Hey, you better be tapped in with your team dinner, sir. But today, cherry picking, we are talking about none other than Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul. So here they're saying that, and so shout out to Billy Ray Valentine. This is his post. He says Anderson legit might knock this cherry picking MFer out. So Sports Center, they 8 hours ago, they said it's official. Jake Paul and Anderson, the Spider Silver, are set to fight on October 29th in Phoenix, Arizona. Most Valuable Promotions announced this. So, what do you think about this?
I think this is a good match of a fight for Jake Paul. I mean, the fighters that he's fought before, I don't think they were close to his level. People may have thought so because some of the MMA stars and that, but this matchup right here, you're getting a great quality fighter. And MMA, also the boxing ring. Not a lot of boxing matches in his Silva's career, but he is a 3-1 boxer. He's fighting a few not real heavy quality boxers, but he has enough to go in there and scrap and put up a respectable fight. And that's what people are looking for Jake Paul to have, a respectable fight, a respectable opponent. So this October 29th matchup is something that I'll be tuning into, something that I will be anticipating to tune into, because this can either happen, one or two things can happen. Anderson Silva busts Jake Paul, and then we don't got to hear about this man no more. Or Jake Paul beats this dude, and what else can you say more about Jake after that?
Yeah.
But put him up against a boxer that has double-digit wins, or that matter, whatever you want to call it.
Now, that's the thing. What's funny is like Jake Paul has had a lot of fights, and his current record is 5-0. But every fight he's had, excuse me, every fight he's had, they always say, oh, Jake Paul's not a real boxer. He's a social media guy. But he goes in the ring and he puts on a beating on these guys. So, it's like an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? They hate to admit that this guy, to me, is a legit boxer. So we got here. So Jake Paul, his first debut was January 30th, 2020 against Ali Eason-Gibb. That was a win by TKO. And this is one that, a lot of people should remember. Nate Robinson. He went very viral on this one. So this was the November 28th, also of 2020 at the Los Angeles Staples Center. Then he also had Ben Askren, who he fought in April 17th of 2021. And you have a more recent one, Tyron Woodley, that he fought twice. One was by split decision, and the last one was by knockout. So, I just want to throw that. I just want to level set that. I'm going to come back around to that. So let's take some of these comments that's in our chat. So we got here. So Jake, he says, Jake Paul will pull out a week before?
No, he will not pull out a week before. I think Jake Paul's up to this. He's been ready to box for a minute. He recently was supposed to box Hasim Rahman Jr., but complications were the reason why that fight wasn't presented on television or pay-per-view on August 6th on the original date. So Jake has been stalling, pretty ready for an opponent, and Anderson Silva is a good opponent that you put on the card. This is a matchup that people probably seen happening, but not right now in this state. But right now at the pedestal where Jake Paul is, trying to really get that mind attention of girls and guys in the United States of America and around the world, this is a fight that will get him somewhat to where he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, because one thing, Jake Paul is no stranger to the camera. He's a social. Everyone likes to call him a social media content creator, whatever. But this guy's a freaking boxer, and he's a winner. So what, let's see here. So we got here. So I don't think he's going to pull out. I think, like you said too, this is exactly what he wants. So Jonathan, he says, if Anderson leg can hold up, LOL. Yeah, that was one big thing with Anderson. He's a striker, and it's funny because a lot of these guys that's MMA fighters, they're coming from out of the cage and thinking that they can find a career, some successful career in boxing. But the two don't match. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, use all your body parts to strike, but in boxing, in the boxing ring, it's a whole different science out there. So, Jonathan, what we got here? He says, Silva used to be my favorite UFC fighter. Facts. He used to whoop ass, sir.
Dominant UFC fighter. Dominant. One of the best of all time in his game. And for him to be 47 years old and even having this type of thing presented to himself, no matter what level you put Jake Paul on, but in this world of social media and all that, he's we won't say deserved this opportunity, but he's gotten to this point through his own branding, through his own wave to be successful in his own way. And him and his brother, Paul, are doing great things. You see Paul on the other side, being more on the entertainment side, WWE, what I'm saying, one of the best podcasters in America, so they're making their way, man. And they're telling the young generation and the people growing up today that, anything, and they're repeating it what we used to be told by our parents, anything you set your mind to, you can do it, so that's doing shout out to them. I can't hate on the way they're trying to level up. And the 29th of October, this is going to be like a birthday party for Jake, win or loss.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you one thing, but, you got to look at the way the boxing culture has changed. It's like right now we got we had the Klitschko brothers. That's when boxing changed. It started getting boring. That's when the MMA, all that, it took off. But right now, there's no really good boxing matches. Fury, he's saying that I heard there was reports about Fury maybe with Joshua, but who's a good fight? So right now, this is the new way, these celebrity exhibition fights.
Yeah, celebrity exhibition fights. We got a few of them coming up in the next couple months. Some entertainment names to throw at you for a second if you know him. You got Nick Young. He's gonna be boxing with Blueface, who's a rapper. Canceled Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell fight will happen on that same card. And I think that's coming up. I believe that's coming up either later on this month or next month. I gotta look that up, but that's pretty interesting. Like you said, celebrity boxing with people that have no records when it comes to professional boxing or amateur boxing. They are making money and making waves off it. And it's the new media, People to get in. I sent you something earlier of our guy, what I'm saying, on Friday night. He was in a celebrity boxing matchup against his guy Cisco. and that was a heavyweight champion boxing matchup. Peter Gunn will be the heavyweight champion of the celebrity boxing right now. If he would have won that fight, he would have been holding the belt on Friday night. But this is what the comedy goes to. This is people like us. I enjoy comedy. So if I'm gonna watch a celebrity fight, I'm looking for a laugh or two. If they can provide that to me, it made my day or night.
Well, we know that Jake Paul definitely he had a laugh when he fought Nate Robinson because he put that boy to sleep. So we're gonna get some of these comments off this post. So we got Demond. He says Silva about to get a bag. Pay attention to the signal from Paul. What do you think about? I don't know. All right. So Billy, he comes back and says, you already know. So Jose, he says, Demond, that's the only reason I'll see the highlights for the signal. What signal do you think they're talking about?
They're talking about basically, and there was a saying of when Jake Paul fought Woodley that there was a signal that signal for Jake to knock him out. And that's what they're talking about. They're talking about in terms of a signal that basically he's going to get a payday in Jake Paul. By the end of the day, Anderson Silva's gonna knock him out. I don't think so. And if there was a signal, I think it'll be the other way around. I mean, Anderson Silva, how long, if he wins this fight, if he beats Jake Paul, in terms of his boxing career, where else does he go? At almost 50 years old, where else does he go realistically for everybody watching this tonight? Where does he go? If Jake wins the matchup, it puts Jake somewhere where people don't want him to be, potentially, but at least you know you got a young guy, you know, that when you put him in the ring, there's no scares or age or anything that's going to happen. So at the end of the day, I would think it would go to Jake on the other side. There was a signal, but I think it'll be a pretty fair fight. I think Jake will be ready for it.
All right. So take a couple more questions. I mean, comments off of here. So we got Nico says he is 47 and not a boxer.
47 and not a boxer. Hey, in the same way people say Jake Paul's made his steps in, this guy has done it in the boxing ring. I mean, though he's proven that he can fight in the MMA ring, we've seen MMA fighters go in the boxing ring, and we've seen their performances. All because you're an MMA fight going to boxing doesn't mean you're gonna have a fabulous career. Anderson Silva's been one of those guys who has had somewhat of a good, good run when it comes to the switchover. And
that's what Hector came back and said. Silva has done boxing matches in recent years. He isn't Askren or Woodley. He has some actual boxing experience. He fought Chavez Jr.
Yep, he fought Chavez Jr. He made his professional debut in 1998. He fought once before then. He didn't fight till like 20-something years after, but he has that experience. He grew up in that fight atmosphere, and he really is dedicated to the craft. Now, those Askrens and Woodleys of the generation, they're not built for it. They're not over here training boxing every day. Anderson's probably a guy that was using half of the schedule during the week to do stuff like that, because of his frame and how he is. And then when you fight him in the MMA, you think you can go charge him and go at him. And he's like, no, I'm going to use these hands. I'm going to get out of it, use my legs to my advantage. He can't use his legs to his advantage in this matchup. Right. It's going to be strictly strong hands. We've seen what Jake can do with the little toddlers that he's been in. Though Anderson's not a toddler, he's not a baby. He's somewhat of a grown man in this place. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good fight. I mean, because at the end of the day, the disadvantage comes to Anderson Silva because right now, it's about those big old boxing gloves. You know what I'm saying? So that's the big transition coming from MMA going to the boxing ring is the weight of the glove. So, definitely I want to see what size gloves they agree upon, because that's definitely going to play a big factor into into who wins this fight. So we got Anthony, he's tapped in. So Anthony says, watch Jake Paul win, shaking my head.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, Anthony, at all.
Hey, and because of that, I got to shout out to my guy Gritty. He was on the show a couple last Friday. So and we mentioned on the show, like, he was trying to teach
gotta go to your head.
So, look, shout out to Jake Paul, man. So shout out to Jake Paul for trying, man. But Gritty says only goats do the gritty. So I'm putting my money on Jake Paul, man.
You put your money on Jake, man. Hey, throwing in the money right now. I want Jake to shock. I want Jake to, and it's not even shocking the world really because, But my thing is to get back after this. He's gonna get the win, and the get back's gonna be the best thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, you gotta fight this person next. You gotta fight this person next. Well, hey, if you're gonna present yourself to him and you want to fight him, then fight him. You know what I'm saying? It only takes for somebody to say, "Hey, I want to fight this guy," for him to fight in this world. In this world, for two to tango, people just have to agree on it, and they can fight.
And so, all right, before we take this quick break, so we got Jake. He says the first two guys he fought weren't boxers. But they got in the boxing ring, so they were something. They were, they got sanctioned by something, signed off by someone. So Askren and Woodley are wrestlers, not strikers. He fought no real competition. Anderson will win by TKO. Man, Jake Paul pretty strong, man. So, I think that's going to be the number one determining factor. Jake Paul is stronger than this guy. And, and there's a reason why he's beating these guys up in his boxing ring. So, all right, that's a good point. Boy, so what do you think about Jake's statement?
Yeah, I mean, Jake's right on in the opponents before Silva. But in terms of the TKO, I don't think so. I think one thing as a boxer in the first round of any fight, I'm just trying to test to see exactly where that guy's mind's at, his legs, his body frame, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And Jake has to try to pose that in the first round, I believe. Yeah, you could be strategic going in the first round and all that. But no, you got to kind of see where you can pick this man down. And he's been waiting a long time to fight. So you're going to get that as well. But one thing I would say for Jake is don't underestimate him. Don't underestimate him. He's coming in the fight, and everybody from the cage to non the cage has underestimated Anderson anytime he's gone into a matchup. It's going to go the distance. I don't think there's going to be a knockout. If there is a knockout, I think Jake will be able to do that. But I think he'll go to the cards. I think Jake will have to put on a performance that he can last in the ring for how many rounds he has to against this man. It's not about knocking him out at the end of the day. It's about winning the fight.
That's true.
And that's what people got to look at. Like, these guys are smart enough to know that they're not going to try to risk anything in this ring for themselves to lose badly. So they're going to fight strategic as hell.
Good point. All right, so we're going to take this last question. So we got Josh. He says, it's a football question. So he says, in modern NFL, is it better to have an elite quarterback with average receivers or an average quarterback with elite receivers?
Kind of an oxymoron there because, I mean, you've seen quarterbacks, you've seen the mixture of both when it comes to teams winning. I would say I would use money. You need a guy that's not making tons of money in the salary cap, and the capital to go around him. I don't really know how to answer that question, but for this year, you're definitely going to need an average quarterback or above, and you're really going to have to have some playmakers all around, just not at one or two positions. You're probably going to have a real balanced team all around.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I like that. You got some good points on there, because like you said, you found success with both an elite QB and subpar receivers and, the opposite. So, like you said, it's all about schemes. And in today's NFL, I think it's better to have a dual threat. So to be honest, when you're saying elite, I would prefer athletic, because like the Lamar Jackson, is he an elite quarterback? No. Josh Allen, it can be debated if he's an elite quarterback. Yes, he has the arm strength. Yes, he has the athleticism, but he makes poor decisions. So how would he be, to me, an elite quarterback? So if I have to answer that, I would say an athletic, quarterback that can throw and run, of course, and, average receivers. That's how I would say, because, Yeah, it's both of them. You're evening things out because you have an elite quarterback and average receivers, and elite receivers and average quarterback. So it's pretty much like you say, it's the same thing. You just changing the variables. But I would definitely go in modern NFL. I would definitely go with an athletic quarterback because that's where everyone's going. Like with Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, all these guys can run, and even Joe Burrow. So I would definitely go in modern NFL. I would say, just go ahead and get some athletic. It's better to have an athletic quarterback. So, all right. So Quan, he says Josh on point. All right. So, you know what? We're gonna see. Y'all stay tuned. Sit back, and we'll be back with more of the Sports Chatter Show.
We'll be back with you.
Dead.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Gritty checking in. This Friday I'm live with STWF Media, man. Little interview coming soon. Everybody, y'all tune in, man. We got some big coming. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. We back at it, man. And so the first segment was pretty good, man. That whole cherry picking thing was, pretty good. And y'all made some good points. So, now rim rattling goats. That's what we're talking about. So I'm gonna ask you this before we go, get into the next topic. Who is your top dunker in the NBA?
Top dunker in the history of the NBA. There's so many to choose from, man. But if I had to just tag one in, I'll just go modern based on my timeline. Vince Carter. I'll go route of Vince Carter. He might not be the best dunker, but in that time, in that echelon of years where he was just booming all around the world from slam dunk contests, dunking on the big men at the Olympics, definitely Vince Carter's a guy in mind.
Yeah, I remember the grandmamas, like the Spud Webbs, but that to me, that was back when, it was cool to do hard dunks instead of doing all this flipping and stuff that they doing in modern NBA. So I like the grandmamas. I think he was pretty good. But so that leads us to this post here. We got from Trey Sparks. Appreciate you from contributing in the group. So Trey, he says LeBron James is a lot of things, but top 12 dunker of all times ain't one of them. I'm taking Aaron Gordon, Nate Robinson, and Dwight Howard over LeBron James in this category. So the category is 12 best dunkers. So we got Vince Carter, Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Julius Erving, Sean Kemp, Blake Griffin, LeBron James, Zach LaVine, Kobe Bryant, Jason Richardson, David Thompson, and Clyde the Glide Drexler. David Thompson look a little weird.
David Thompson do look a little weird, man. Where's my guy Chocolate Thunder at, man? Daryl Dawkins. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right there. That's my dude right there. I'm gonna be real. This man, there's a lot of dunkers. You can put it into a different categories. You can put the guys that were in dunk contests, you know what I'm saying, which would be those guys. Shout out to those guys on the top, you know what I'm saying? Vince, MJ, Dominique, and Dr. J. Like, then there's your dunkers that are more for your in-game intellect, you know what I'm saying? You bring in your Kobe Bryants, your Sean Kemps, your Blake Griffins. Blake Griffin was a dunk contest participating. Then you got LeBron James. We've seen LeBron put on some dunks, in-game that are lovely, as well as Zach LaVine. There's a lot of great in-game dunkers. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at one coming up in the future right now in Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? That guy. And we can't forget about the guy that led the future years before that in Spud Webb. You know what I'm saying? D Brown, pump it up. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of them, but Duncan's like in a different world. It's like art. You like your certain type of guy, and like you said, Clyde Drexler. People don't remember Clyde the Glide.
His move, he just palmed the ball and just that was it. He just dunked it over. Just very, 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 very disrespectful, and I really appreciate it. But so right here. So this was my biggest thing. Shout out to Quan. He says, dunker to me is in the game and on people and dunk contest. So what is the difference? Like, how do you judge, dunking? You know what I'm saying? Because you got, like, for instance, you got the Shaqs, those big guys who can't do the under the leg, behind the back, and turns, but they will dunk on you very disrespectfully.
Yeah, and I'm a guy. See me, I'm about somebody getting dunked on. Like that just tells me like a great dunk is fire. When somebody dunking on somebody, man, listen, that is the ultimate disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, the crowd loves that. Exactly.
Nobody, I seen Shaq give a lot of people a lot of disgusting moves, but a lot of these guys on this list have done that damage, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to dunking on people at the rim. You know what I'm saying? So I can give that respect, and I can give disagreement on all 12 of these dunkers on this page right now, that they have caught a body or two or three.
You know what? Wait, here, we're going to put it out there. In order to be considered a GOAT dunker, you got to have a couple bodies. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be a cute dunker. So what do you think about, like, Zach LaVine? I think he's a pretty good dunker, but he's one of those high-flying dunkers.
Yeah, he's one of those high-fly dunkers, you know what I'm saying? He's better. I feel like he's better in the game. In the game guy, you know him. If it's the wrong moment of the game, he's definitely going to put one in for you. You know, we've seen him. I said we've seen him win a dunk contest. We've seen the elevation. We've seen it. You know, there's people that's lived the dunk. There's people that's gonna just be lived as a dunker and really not talk about his game. You know what I'm saying? We're starting to talk about Zach LaVine's game. Before that, it was just the way he dunked the basketball. So some people don't want to be credited just because they can dunk the basketball. Some people want to be credited for the basketball game, you know, and I think that's where Zach leans in that category.
I agree, because at the end of the day, it's an organized ball, sport. And I think, when Reebok and all these other out of box, out of market, out of the NBA type of leagues, it caused the NBA to change because, like, I'm not a fan of the dunk contest. I like in dunk games. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, a guy jumping from from the free throw line, going under his leg, behind his back, doing a flip in the dunk. That's not a real dunk. We'll never do that in a real game. So it's like, okay, how can I say that this guy is one of the greatest dunkers because he's an acrobat?
All you gotta have, to me, in the dunk contest to make it good is not even if there's 4 people. There's got to be 4 people that that's gonna put up a show. And I just feel like those 4 guys, we have 4 of them in the league, maybe 6 of them, maybe 8 of them. But they're not ready. They're not just co-parent to just put their body on the line for about an hour. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's missing in the All-Star game is that we have guys that are legitimate dunkers in this league, and they don't want to showcase that at All-Star weekend. I don't know why. Maybe the money isn't right. But that's something that needs to be fixed because I would love to see 4 of the top dunkers in the NBA compete right now. You know what I'm saying? And the dunk off. Like, we need the dunk off back.
So now, of course, we put out opinions, and now we got the facts here. So I'm gonna ask you this: how many dunk contests do you think? Because shout out to Kwan. So his comment was more than a couple bodies. You have to have double digits or top spectacular dunks in a dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of those dunk contests do you think LeBron James has won? And anyone that's in the chat, I want to see. Let's see who really knows this NBA stuff. How many dunk contests has LeBron James has won? Let's see. Let's light that chat up. So I'm gonna say this here.
He has won nothing.
Sorry?
He has won nothing. He's won nothing because he has not participated. LeBron is the guy that we would love to see in one. He's at year almost 20 right now. So at the end of the day, we're never gonna see him in one. But that would be the what if.
So and that's my point. That's the point. So how can we consider him? How is LeBron James even on this list?
We see it because of what we see what we see in game, what we seen prior to him coming into the league. People felt like coming into the league, LeBron was going to be in a dunk contest. LeBron not once joined the dunk contest, and it seems to be that he had no legit reason to, as if he felt like he was one of the best dunkers in the league. There was no competition for him. And I'm going to sit here, and there's been a lot of LeBron James. LeBron is a freak of nature when he gets that ball, breakaway, slam dunk. We've seen him catch somebody, we've seen him catch some heads. I think it's all the hype that came with LeBron coming in. That was one of the bits. And then you seen him in the high school McDonald's dunk contest, and that was a spectacular dunk contest that year itself because you had guys like Shannon Brown, who was a great dunker in that dunk contest. So it's a big what if. It's not a harsh on his career, but I would have loved to see him in the dunk contest.
I mean, like, it is a knock on his career because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to be one of the greats, you got things, check box to check off. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're comparing this guy to Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan won the dunk contest in 1987, 1988. He wanted those two. We compare him to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant won it in 1997. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are checking off these check boxes. How are you going to say, you're too good, you're not even going to compete? That is crazy. That is just crazy to me.
I feel like for him coming in where he was, and then like Jordan, for instance, Jordan, by the time he entered his first dunk contest, Jordan didn't need to dunk in a dunk contest. But for his branding and all that, he needed to. LeBron doesn't feel like it benefits him in either way, branding or anything. But that's only because LeBron was statued as one of the best prospects ever to come into the league. We would have loved to see him in the dunk contest. But for some reason, nothing of him doing the dunk contest would up in his brand or anything. And
that's the part. See, like, I like that. I'm gonna key off of that because at the end of the day, just like you're saying, Jordan, he had the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? That was his brand. He wanted to, like, you could jump out of this, out of the arena. So I'm like, that makes sense. And this was one thing that shout out to Josh. He was like, and his circle probably wanting to lower risk for injury, load management. Yeah, I agree. And it didn't make dollars and cents because he has all this hype going in. And guess what? It benefits him to not even show up versus him showing up and playing, because let's say he has a bad game or he doesn't exceed everyone's expectations. Now we got, ammunition to hold against him, for the lack of better wording.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. All right. But so before we take our next break, just want to go quick history lesson. So in 1984, Larry Nance from the Denver Nuggets, they were the Denver Nuggets at the time? I think so. Denver. So in 1984, Larry Nance, he won the dunk contest. 85, of course, Dominique Wilkins. 86, Spud Webb. 87 and 88, Michael Jordan. Kenny Walker in 89. Yeah, I was about to say that was a good one. Dominique Wilkins, 90, D Brown. Everyone forgets that guy. 1992, Cedric Ceballos. Man, I used to remember this guy's name, man. Like, that is crazy.
Cedric was the guy.
Facts. Okay, we tapped in there. We see it at the Daryl. You tapped in there. Wow, appreciate you.
Shout out to the Bean in the building. Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to Cali in the building.
It's too late now.
They come in, man. You know what I'm saying? They come in like a DJ Cali Miami Heat game, baby. Always late, baby.
But I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. On this list, Nate Robinson has won the most NBA dunk contests.
He benefited from being the little man. He benefited in 3 different ways in all 3 of his championships. The first one, you can say a couple reasons, you know what I'm saying? Being a little man for the entertainment reasons. But at the same time, the guy really tried and really wanted to appeal to the audience. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to pull off some dunks. You know what I'm saying? Nate's an athletic kid, you know what I'm saying? And he did what we want the big athletes to do, and that's join the dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? Give it a reason for it to be exciting. And Nate, though he's not the best dunker all the time, he put some excitement into the game. Like, that's the last event of Saturday night. You want to put some excitement into it, and that's what Nate did.
Facts. Man, we got some good comments. We got some good points coming up. So we're going to put this up here. He says, Nate got love from the judges. He didn't beat Dwight. That's a good point.
No, he didn't. He definitely didn't. He definitely didn't beat Dwight. But on that night, like you said, man, a superhero against Mighty Mouse. You know what I'm saying? You got the villain against Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse is going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, on an epic night, you know what I'm saying? You go to Mighty Mouse. And Dwight is a likable guy at that time. Dwight's in his super character more at the time. So they both going to celebrate it together regardless. It makes
Shout out to Jesus, man. He said Diddy got slept by Jake Paul.
Yes, he
Hey,
did.
you see the correlation here, buddy.
He slept by Nate Paul. I think he had basketball sneakers on in the ring too, man, which was the first mistake. You know?
Hey, shout out. I see you there, P. Diddy, man. Gotta give a happy birthday to my guy, man. I wanted to tell you on the post, like, this is the only time you would ever beat me in anything. Like, you was born a day before me, or maybe a year, you know, because my birthday is tomorrow. So this is the only time you'll beat me. Yeah, man, it's crazy thing. But that's my guy, man. Appreciate your big leaguer tapped in, man. I appreciate supporting the brand. Like, let's get it. But we gotta pay some bills, man. You know, we had some people tapped in here yesterday, so we got to get the cleaning crew in here. So that costs money. So everybody, y'all sit tight. We'll be back with more of the Sports Chatter Show.
Hey guys, it's your girl Tamara Moore, former WNBA guard and current head coach at Mesabi Range College. I want to give a big shout out to STWF Media, the big brand, for showing love and always being about those good sports. Make sure you guys show them love. You and your community can join them every week to talk about sports. Shouts out to them and make sure you check them out.
And we back, man, with more of the Sports Chatter Show. Shout out to Tamara Moore. She's doing big things out there. She was just on Good Morning America. She was the assistant coach for the Summer League of the Boston Celtics. Man, I'm telling you, we've been talking to a lot of people that's been doing some great things. So shout out to everybody that's doing some great things, man. So
everybody doing great things. Keep on doing the great things as we move to the fall. Leaves, Timberland boots, hoodies. I can't wait, baby.
All right. Before we take out, go into this last segment, man. This is the time where we got to say, goodbyes and everything. But I'm actually just one question. What do you think the Cowboys' record is going to be this year?
I believe we'll carry a 18 games, 10-7 record. I think we'll carry an 11-6, 10-7 record. I feel like a lot of fans are left blank with what the season will become in terms of the players we have and the way the offseason went, and the added subtraction and the early injuries. But I'm gonna tell you like this. I like the different type of receivers that we have this year. I like the different look because it keeps people. You don't really know the answer how they're gonna be. and as many people as want to say the Cowboys are gonna be bad, we don't know yet. I'm liking how we're going into the season. I'm liking how we're going into the season because we're gonna find. It's a lot of new talent on the offensive side. You know what I'm saying? So we are gonna establish something. Right. That's gonna establish something. How do you think about the Saints? I've seen today. Prediction. One columnist got the Saints against the Packers in the NFC Championship game. I've seen that.
I told you 14-3, bro. So Quan, he says 8-9, no cap. And so that leads us into today's thing. No way, no how, man. There's no way, no how the Cowboys is going to have a winning season. Shout out to our number one Cowboy hater, Patrick. He says the Cowboys gonna do cowboy things. Thank you.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Thank you. I could not have said that any better. So, Jesus, he says, Cowboys always start out good, though then Cowboys always start out good, though then the it's our year curse starts. Yeah, most Cowboy fans start off with the it's our year thing, and that's what makes me all nauseous. It's like, oh, we're Super Bowl. Like, hey, y'all going to the Super Bowl?
We're going to Super Bowl, baby. You go to Super Bowl, dog. For anybody talking, except if you're a Washington Commanders fan, a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, a Jets fan, probably a Giants fan, and a Lions fan. For the most part, and we'll say the Seahawks now. For the most part, you think your team can get to the Super Bowl. I'm not listening to anybody that's talking different about the situation. Like Quick's gonna say the Ravens gonna make the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He better be saying that, man, with the, bringing the everybody. So I ain't tripping. Cowboys to the Super Bowl. And if they ain't going to the Super Bowl, that's on me for another year. I guess I can take my loss. I've been taking losses for the last 27 years.
Well, I'm sure, this will be another disastrous season. You're ready to always hearing our broken trombone, to soothe your painful memories. So no way, no how the Cowboys will have a good season. And that leads us to our last segment. So we got that football team you will never support, even if that football team you will never support, even if you are given their jersey for free. So if I was given a Cowboys jersey, there's no way, no how I would wear it.
I would not wear a New England Patriots jersey. I would not wear that outside of my crib, not whatsoever.
Wait, time out. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Record stop. You said you would not wear a New England Patriots jersey outside your crib.
I would not wear my.
Oh, what you trying to say? You sleeping in your jerseys?
No, I would not wear a Patriots jersey. If you gave me a Patriots jersey for free, I would not put it on.
All right,
I would not wear a Giants jersey. You know what I'm saying? I will not wear none of my division foes jerseys.
So we got here. So Quan, he says a Raiders jersey or a Cowboys. Hey, you know what? We picking up some traction on this Cowboys thing. I like that. And of course, our number one Cowboy hater says, fuck the Cowboy. Hey,
I haven't been on y'all necks really. I haven't really been on necks to start the season off. So y'all better not wake up the angry beast. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting y'all know. Don't wake
up. Angry beast. More like a sleeping possum. Man, y'all need to let that go. There's no way.
Me up, guys.
All right, so we got here. So Jesus says, I'm not going to lie. I'm worried about my Packers and our receiver situation.
I'm not worried about – if I'm the Packers, to me, I'm not worried about the situation. All you got to do is get some reps under Aaron Rodgers. One of the best all time. He's made mediocre receivers look good his whole career. You know what I'm saying? He just got. I'm not gonna say Devontae Adams is a mediocre receiver, but hey, he got him millions of dollars. So
Facts.
Aaron can get somebody over there.
Shout out to Quan. He says, "I like y'all young receivers." And you gotta remember, and he also has Lazard.
This is what I like because you got receivers. When you have young receivers, especially people that you don't know, they get into the frame like. I feel like it's kind of like how the Cowboys are going about it with CD, who you know, but you got some young guys who you don't know. These young receivers are hungry nowadays.
Hold on, you can't put the Cowboys in with the Packers. Y'all guys are hurting.
Hold on, the Saints got a nice wide receiver, Olave, I think his name is.
Hey, we don't need to try to jump on that damn way.
These wide receivers are looking for a name and hungry. And when you have teams that are low at receiver or don't know what you're going to get at receiver, it makes receivers even more hungrier. You're going to find somebody. Aaron's one of the greatest QBs in the league. You're going to find one of those guys to carry on the hip.
I agree. And one thing, they still have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. They still have a very strong run game. And to me, I'm the old school football. It's gridiron football. You run the ball 40 times a game. You get these guys 40 attempts. So, of course, they're not going to be these gunslingers that we know where, Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball 50 times a game. But, we got to look at it. Aaron Rodgers is later in his career, so he's trying to preserve himself. So, I think that, we're watching the Green Bay Packers redefine their scheme, redefine themselves, Aaron Rodgers, everything, because, we know they got some young receivers. So, and we know that they got great running backs. They got two potential number one running backs. So I think that, they're going to hand the ball off more. So I think Green Bay is going to be fine. So, and they still got Alan Lazard from last year. So there's some continuity there. And he had a really good season last year. So, I think y'all will be okay. And, so it's been a long time since the Green Bay Packers had a losing season. So, credit the system. So we got Will. We tapped in. I appreciate you for tapping in with us, Will. So what we got here? Aaron got to trust him, though. That trust doesn't come easy to him.
Man, since we're speaking on football, I'm gonna throw something random, but I'm gonna throw something in for everybody real quick. Week 1, I'm about 70% sure on this, but I'm gonna take the Giants with the points against the Titans on Sunday.
You putting that out there.
I'm just putting that out there early for his money, you know what I'm saying? If anybody's looking for those bets, you know what I'm saying, before Sunday, Sunday gets hectic, the lines start changing and all that. So if you want to get the lines in your favor, where you want them at, I believe, and Tennessee, to me, a lot of things going to turn their season. The quarterback position, they got rid of A.J. Brown. They got Derrick Henry still, but we know that Derrick Henry can't be the only motor. They still have a decent defense, but I feel like everything that they have on their side offensively, I feel like the Giants have that too. So it's going to be a great game, and I think that the Giants can leap that or not lose by how much they're supposed to lose by, according to the book. I think it's at 5.5 right now.
I think he got a good point because right now, Saquon Barkley, he had a whole year to, heal himself. So, he had a pretty good offseason. He's looking good, and I think he's ready to, prove something. He's ready to prove the team like, hey, I am still that guy that you all drafted. So, I think they'll have a, very good week 1, a coming out party. Now, how did that equate later in the season? They might go on a losing streak by that point, but I think they're going to start off pretty well.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that. I'm trying to get some games and edge in here before Sunday. That's something I'm trying to do too. So that's one thing I'm throwing to y'all. Tomorrow on the basketball show, I might throw another one to you guys. What I'm saying? But that's me.
All right, dropping them nuggets. So, all right, so we're going to take some of these comments that's on this post. So, Bobby Austin says Falcons. And you know what? After dealing with a guy who likes the Atlanta Falcons, I think, I won't wear their team either. We got Edric, he says Cowgirls. Anthony, Cowboys. Nito, Cowboys. Nicole, Eagles. Trevor, Falcons. We got Jay Johnson, Falcons, Cowboys, Vikings, or any team associated with TB12. Well, who pissed in your Cheerios, sir?
TB12.
So we got Chai. He says Eagles, Kerry, Cowboys, Michael Hobson, Cowboys, Seahawks, Packers, Ruru, that shit stained up north of Chicago. Man, y'all guys are hilarious, man. That was funny. That was a good one. So, all right, man. I know, this is the time, we got to say our goodbyes, man. It was pretty good. But before we get up out of here, y'all in the chat, y'all got anything, any topics y'all want to bring up? Y'all want to, mention before we get up out of here? We got Jesus. He asks, who do you guys think is a sleeper team everyone's counting out? Jets.
That's a name. That's a good. I was gonna go East, AFC East, but to me, I just can't see, unless Tua is really the issue in Miami. I'm gonna say Miami.
Hey, that's another one.
I'm gonna say Miami. I'm gonna be real with you. The South, we know Indy's probably Indy's probably the only team I can sit right now and say they're gonna be decent. But that South could be unpredictable as hell. Sleeper, not in the terms of the playoffs, probably, but I can see a much better season for the Jaguars. I want to see the Jaguars can do. You know what I'm saying? That money that's spent in the cap, that necessarily doesn't mean success, but you got Trevor Lawrence, a guy that a lot of people are still not going to push off. They're going to say that his first season had a lot of difficulties in it, and he's in the second season in the South where I don't believe in the Titans, though they have Derrick Henry. I don't believe the Texans are the Texans. You know what I'm saying? The Colts will be the spirit team, but they're going to have to need somebody to fight. I think the Jaguars could be that. Will says the Lions.
Yeah, and it's funny because shout out to Kawhi. I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, hey, bro, we cancel your cable subscription, man. You've been watching too much Hard Knocks. The Lions are still the Lions, sir. They still rebuilding from last year, man.
Yeah, because I can't say that. People said that. People said that the Bears are not going to improve what people say in the Lions. They're both going to have to crawl to walk this year. They still have those two top teams in that North, the Vikings and the Packers, who are going to be battling it out for the 40th straight year. But I can see some signs, and the only reason why I say signs is because the Lions team last year, who lost a lot of close games, and that can either do one or two things to you. You know what I'm saying? Make you hungry the next year, or be the sad old Lions. The projections say the same old Lions, but hey, after stinking so bad and people continue to say they stink, maybe they will have a successful year this year. Maybe 5 wins, 6 wins.
I guess you believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny too, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. 5 or 6 wins is good for them, I guess.
Shout out to my brother, man. He tapped in. I see it up. I appreciate you. You said the Saints.
The Saints? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people sleeping on the Saints. But not this guy. We're going 14-3. So y'all laugh at me, but we got one of the top 5 defenses. We got some good players in place. You know, we just got to figure out who's going to throw them the ball. So once we figure that out, I think we'll be fine. But man, appreciate everybody that was tapped in. Man. You know, had a great show. Appreciate that. So we give a shout out to everybody that was tapped in, man. Appreciate y'all. So too, you got any shout outs?
Same old, man. Shout out to everybody coming through those comment threads. You know, shouting out the cities, commenting, showing love. Shout out to the brand. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be no us, man. We didn't think of the brand. So yeah, man. And like I said, NFL coming up, man. So please, the group, man, Ralph's the shows, the comments, the posts, man, commenting on them. You know what I'm saying? Showing love to them. Every single thing you see live on air, sports talk with friends. If you are able to tap in. You know, we have too many followers. We should be at double-digit eyeballs every single time a show comes on. You know, shout out to the ones that do come on.
We see them, and we appreciate that. And when we blow up, we will continue to answer the phone and give y'all shout out.
Definitely. Appreciate everybody, man. Hope everybody has a great night and a great upcoming hump day tomorrow.
Facts, you know, definitely give a shout out to, like you said, everybody that's supporting the brand, you know, because we got a lot of good things going on. And as we ascend, we will take the people that have been rocking with us all the way up, man. So we appreciate y'all because, like you say, without y'all, we won't have a brand because we are powered by fans. So we do it for y'all. And talking about that, this Friday, y'all make sure y'all tap into us. Check us out, Sports Talk with Friends podcast. You know, y'all can catch the live stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. But New York City's own Grammy-nominated Peter Guns will be hanging out with us, and Dallas Cheaters host on Friday.
Bitch, we on the grind, making money moves. Yeah, we tryna win. Fuck who wanna lose. Sticking to the code, living by the moves. Rush hour coming through, don't make us act a fool. Cause bitch, we on the grind, making money moves.
Facts, and that's what we doing. So if y'all want to know what Sports Talk with Friends, STWF Media, STWF Studios is doing, we on the grind, making money moves. Y'all should make sure y'all tap in with us so we can make them with y'all. Till tomorrow, Nothing But Basketball show. And then after that, we got shows back to back like Drake. Y'all tap in till tomorrow. Peace.